In an age of smart watches where it can check your blood pressure to heart rate, how does Rolex keep up with the trend by not keeping up with it? Well, it might not be wrong to say it's all in history. But you're in for a surprise. Imagine this: a young orphan, without a penny to his name and no influential connections, embarking on a journey to create the world's most famous watch brand. Born in Germany in 1881, Hans Wilsdorf was born with a silver spoon, but tragedy struck at the age of 12. Losing both his parents, he found himself suddenly alone in the world, sent off to live with his uncles, and later sent off to boarding school. Life dealt him a tough hand, but Hans was no ordinary kid. Instead of succumbing to despair, he buried himself in his studies, especially languages. Little did he know, this love for languages would one day play a pivotal role in his extraordinary journey. Fast forward to Hans working in Switzerland, surrounded by the mesmerizing world of pocket watches. While most folks back then preferred these pocket-sized timekeepers, Hans had a bold vision. He believed wristwatches were the future. Elegant, convenient, and a statement of style. Ignoring the skeptics who called him crazy, Hans moved to London and soaked up everything he could about sales and marketing. In 1905, at the young age of 24, fueled by passion and a sprinkle of audacity, Hans teamed up with his brother-in-law, Alfred Davis, and founded Wilsdorf and Davis. They started importing Swiss watches to the UK. People scoffed at the idea of wristwatches, dismissing them as fragile and inaccurate. But Hans wouldn't be deterred. Hans didn't stop at just creating wristwatches. He aimed for unparalleled quality. Leveraging an old connection from his days in Switzerland, he imported Swiss-made mechanisms, laying the foundation for crafting high-quality wristwatches. But Hans knew quality alone wouldn't suffice. He needed brand recognition, a name that would resonate with people. The birth of the name Rolex adds a touch of mystery to the tale. Hans claimed he experimented with countless combinations of random letters until a genie whispered Rolex in his ear during his morning commute. Regardless of its origin, the name stuck. It was short, memorable, and exuded style and authority. In 1914, a Rolex watch earned a Class A rating from the British Kew Observatory, an impossible feat at the time. Then World War I erupted. While many businesses struggled, Rolex didn't. Hans was hated as he was German, and so moving the Rolex headquarters from England to neutral Switzerland proved strategic. Rolex wristwatches became military favorites for their reliability and convenience. Yet, the real turning point came with Hans's marketing idea. In the 1920s, Rolex watches adorned the wrists of explorers, athletes, racers, and aviators, forging a connection between high achievers and the brand. Hans had clever marketing strategies, placing Rolex products in the spotlight long before his competitors caught on. In 1926, Rolex introduced the world's first fully waterproof watch, the Oyster. Hans seized an opportunity when he learned of a woman planning to swim the English Channel, convincing her to wear Rolex's Oyster after a grueling 10-hour swim. The watch emerged unscathed, making headlines. To further capture attention, Rolex dealers displayed the waterproof Oyster in fish tanks, creating a captivating spectacle that drew in passersby. Just 5 years later, Rolex engineers achieved the impossible, the perpetual rotor. This groundbreaking innovation automatically won the watch, a feat previously deemed unattainable. Rolex's relentless pursuit of excellence and Hans's marketing brilliance transformed the brand into a symbol of precision, durability, and innovation, setting the stage for its legendary status in the world of horology. Hans Wilsdorf's vision for Rolex didn't stop at crafting exceptional wristwatches. He wanted his timepieces on the wrists of the world's most daring individuals. He strategically associated Rolex with remarkable achievements. For instance, the first flight to Everest was undertaken by a crew sporting Rolex Oysters. In 1935, when Malcolm Campbell set a land speed record in Utah, he wore a Rolex watch. In 1945, Rolex celebrated its 40th anniversary by unveiling the Datejust, the first automatic watch with a date window, showcasing their innovative designs and marketing brilliance. However, just before the event, tragedy struck as Hans Wilsdorf lost his wife, Florence. This loss deeply affected him, prompting him to ponder his legacy. To secure Rolex's future, Hans established the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation in 1946, transferring his ownership stake to it. The foundation still controls Rolex today. Unlike a regular company, being a foundation grants Rolex unique advantages. It doesn't pay corporate taxes on profits, allowing a significant portion of earnings to be used for charitable purposes, including education grants and training for watchmakers. Rolex isn't just a watch. It's a symbol of prestige and success. Its mysterious aura, maintained through secrecy and confidentiality, adds to its allure. Even though Rolex uses top-notch materials and testing, its high price is mostly due to clever marketing and exclusivity. The brand aligns itself with prestigious events and famous personalities, creating an aspirational image. Rolex deliberately limits supply, driving up demand. Despite the hefty price tag, Rolex watches hold their value, making them investments. From a basic tool watch, Rolex became a global luxury icon, thanks to Hans Wilsdorf's vision and smart marketing. His story teaches us the power of determination and creative thinking in achieving extraordinary success.